Hey everyone, it's Bobby. I have two really cute small projects to show you. These are both design team projects for Country Craft Creations. This one is using Authentique's Magical Christmas, and this one is using Echo Park's Happy Fall, or Hello Fall, I think. No, it's Happy Fall. I'll get it straight. Let's look at this one first. These are made from the same design that was inspired by one I saw done by Papercrafter 45. I did contact her and she gave me her blessing to recreate these. I will put a link in the description box so that you can go take a look at hers, because I did change mine just slightly, but the basic layout is her design. So it is a simple trifold insert, but I made mine as a standalone. On the Christmas one, I just used some dies in my stash to cut out some leaves and poinsettias. I have a couple of metal charms here. This North Pole die is popped up on dimensionals, little foam squares, and it is from the sticker sheet, I believe. This is from the ephemera. I used a die in my stash to cut out a glitter star, and then some more of the poinsettias on the bottom, and it's pretty plain on the back. I just used the plaid. I double matted everything in red so that it would stand out from the white cardstock, and I just put a little rectangle down here to put the date or who it's to, with a little glitter tree. So when you open it, it's very, whoops, it is a trifold, and on this inside flap I made a little pocket, and I just put one of the ephemera cards in it. It's one of the cut apart sheets. This is from the ephemera, as this is. I did a little snowflake with a die I have and a little gem in there. And then, let me see, make sure I'm in frame. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure you can see it all. So on the left hand side, I just have one of the die cuts in this angle pocket, and I just put it on white cardstock so that you can put a photo on the back or journal, either one. And then I have another one of the cut aparts here. It says, "Christmas is not so much about opening presents as opening our hearts." That is so true. So true. And then one of the little small cut aparts, and I didn't mat it at all. And then I have one of the little tags from the ephemera pack with some baker's twine and another star. In the center pocket, I just have a real simple tag and a photo mat. Whoops. And then this wants to go all the way down in there. And then I cut this little tag out with a die that I had, and these are all from the ephemera sheet, and I cut one of the little banner strips so that it would fit on my tag. And this is another one of the little cut aparts with some leaves and a little snowflake. And then on this side I have another one of the cards in the angle pocket, and then I cut out an ornament with a die that I had in my stash and just wrapped some baker's twine around it. Another one of the small cut aparts and two pieces of the ephemera. So you can see it's just really quick and easy to create. Mine got a little poofy because it doesn't have much of a gusset here. So let me lay this one aside and I'll show you. Oh, the change that I made on this one is this second pocket. She didn't have this second pocket in hers. She just had one, and hers was real deep. So that's the only change I made in that. Then on this one, I gave it more of a spine so that I could get more in it. And I just used some of the puffy stickers, and I left the back real plain. And then I used some ribbon that I had in my stash, yellow and white. And this is from the chipboard accents, as well as the little deer. And I just made some flowers out of my stash, and this is one of the cut aparts that says "Give Thanks." But it's the same basic layout on the inside. I just have a small photo mat here And this says there is always something to be thankful for. And then on the inside, I'll move it over here in a second. I have a photo mat here, one of the little tags from the ephemera pack, and I just put some yellow ribbon on it. Then in the center, I have a tag that I created with a doily, some of the ephemera pieces, and some dies and things that I had in my stash. And then these are from the chipboard accents. And on the back, I just have a photo mat that I ran through an embossing folder and an orange heart. Then in the pocket, I have a graphic 45 regular tag with 2 of the papers. And then on the pocket, I just have a couple pieces of ephemera and one of the chipboard accents with a couple leaves. And some lint. And then on the right hand side, I have one of the paper clips I created. And I've shown that in another video, how to make those. I have a photo mat in here. And one of the ephemera pieces. So I am really happy with it. It turned out, the only thing I changed on this one was the depth of the spine so that I could get more into it. So that is that one. So they're very quick and easy, and I will put a link in the description box where you can look at hers. And I did film a small how-to tutorial at the end, just explaining the changes that I made and the measurements of my changes. But other than that, you need to watch her video to get all of the cutting directions. But she does a very good job, and it's hard to see all the scoring lines on mine, but it shows up really well on hers. So I hope you'll take a look at her video, and I thank you for watching. Have a great day. I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day, and I will see you soon. Bye. Okay guys, for these 2 little inserts, this second one I'm making is with the dark brown artisan, and it's going to be with the Happy Fall collection that Tammy sent me. And then I wanted to show you on the first one that I made. I did it with the Christmas collection that was in my last design team kit that she sent. And the only thing that I changed on the inside was where she had cut this piece 11, I cut it at 9. I still scored it at 6, but that gave me a 3-inch pocket. And then I made a second little pocket here. And I used some dies in my stash. They were a frame die, and I just used the bottom section to cut out the pockets. That's the only thing that I changed on this. Everything else is the same as what she instructed you. And I really want you to go over and watch her tutorial, because it's going to be hard for you to see my score lines at times, because of you couldn't see it at all on the white. That's why I went ahead and finished it. And I do have the brown one scored, and I'll show that to you. But hers is done on a light green and a pink paper, and her score lines show up really, really well. So before you cut yours, check in the description box for the link, and then you can go over there and watch Papercrafter 45 do hers. And she just gives a really super good tutorial. But for the centerpiece, like I said, I cut mine at 9 by 5 1/4. I scored it at 6, and then once I punch this edge, this will be my pocket that folds up, and then these fold in to make your little pocket. But I will do a decorative punch here. And then on my side pieces, I did change, because this one really is a little bit poofy in here, and I would rather have more of a gusset in there. So I cut mine instead of 8 1/2 by 9. She started with 8 1/2 paper, so she could only get 8 1/2 width. But I started with 12 by 12. So I cut mine at 9 like she did, but then 9 this way, so that I could have a larger gusset area over here, so that when I put inserts on the inside, it doesn't get so full. So once you score those, you're going to cut out this section, and I just angle cut that, and then you'll cut out this section, and I didn't get it completely cut out here. I need to trim this up a little bit. I did it with my paper trimmer. So then once we burnish all these lines, and then I've got a second one here. Hers were real close together. When you watch it, her tutorial, you'll see that. And then this one. Make sure my top edges stay straight. And then you have your 3 1/4 inch tip mark here, which is where you're going to fold this. So if you'll put your fingernail right on that tick mark and fold that down and just bring it straight down and watch your margin. Make sure you keep it the same, straight down. Then that'll give you your little pocket or your ankle. And then this will fold over. And of course I have to punch this edge here again. This will fold up. And then once I add the centerpiece to this first score line, let me fold this in so you can see. So you can see what I'm changing. Or you may not want a second pocket like I did, and that's okay, just make it exactly like she did. But I wanted extra inserts. So then this sits right on top of this. So that way when we put it together, see, we're going to have more space in there, which is what I'm after. Now you can also, this is a 1/2 inch, you can make it 3/8 if you don't want that much. You can adjust it however you like. That's the beauty of this project. You can make it any way you want to make it. So let's do this one together. We'll cut this section out, and I want to go just to the far side of the score line so that I get rid of that little bubbled edge. And you want to angle this first section and then cut straight across on the second one. Like that. And then we'll take this left-hand square out. I gotta see my line there. I get shadows with this and it's hard to see where I'm going. And right here. Get rid of this scrap here. Okay. So let's burnish these again. And the second one. Okay, and then once again we've got this little tick mark. I'll put my fingernail there and fold it in. And I'm probably going the wrong direction. Doesn't make any difference. I just turn it over and go back the other direction because you want one to be the right side and one to be the left side. Yeah, I did them both right. So here, this one is the right. So let's turn this one around this way. You just really can't burnish too much. And see, I didn't trim this straight either. I need to take a little bit more off of this right here because I'm going to have some overhang if I don't. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough to make a difference. There we go, that's better. And then this will fold up. Okay, so that's how that, there's another place I didn't trim enough off. That's what happens when you do it by hand. The first one I did with a paper cutter. And it's a little bit straighter than I am. Okay, so that's how this will go together, but I still have to punch these. And this will go on here, and this will go on here. Isn't that cool? Alright, let me get mine punched and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I've punched my borders. Now I'm not going to glue it together just yet. I've got to cut all my papers, but before I put it together, I want to do a dry fit, make sure everything is going to line up. So that one will go right there. This will fold down like that. So that looks good. And then this one will go under here. This folds over, and this folds up, so it looks like everything's going to go together just fine. I do want to cut my papers first though. I want to make sure that I have everything cut to fit up underneath here. I did cut a second pocket. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I might not. On this one, I may not. It might be a little bit much on this. The other one had such deep insets on it is the reason I was able to get away with 2 pockets. But I think I'm going to leave this one with just 1. But that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. So that's quite a bit. So I will get this glued together. Now just remember, you're going to go just shy of this score line on each side. And they're going to hook together like this. So then you'll have your trifold like this. And it'll make a nice little standalone. I think it is so cute. And then once you get it embellished, it's just adorable. So that is what I'm making this time. I will come back after I get all my papers put on and show you the final project. Alright, I hope you'll go over to Graphic 45 and take a look at hers. And let us see what you make after you make one, because they're really cute and I think you'll love them. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back shortly with the finished project.